There are many things caregivers can do to help make screen time a positive experience for kids. Being aware of what they're watching, limiting negative content, and helping them choose educational options are all really important. But the biggest thing that you can do is get involved with your child's screen time yourself. It's easy to assume that screen time is something that kids do on their own, but research shows that children benefit more from screens when an adult helps guide them through their screen time experience. Ideally, a caregiver would be with children every single time they use a screen, but this is not realistic for most people. Luckily, there are many other ways that you can support children's engagement and learning from media before, during, and after screen use. We'll share ideas about ways to boost the benefits of screen time in this video. If you choose even one or two of these suggestions to try, you can help make screen time a more positive experience. First is before media use. Setting a child up to learn from screens starts with knowing the individual child's skill level. What do they understand about TV? How capable are they of using a touchscreen? At the most basic level, kids need to understand that images on a screen represent objects in the real world. Part of this knowledge develops over time and with experience, but you can help by explaining the connection between objects on screen and objects in your child's environment. For example, you can point out that a character on TV has a teddy bear just like the child's teddy bear. Once a child understands that images on screen can represent real things in the real world, they are more prepared to learn from screens. Next, you can explore the child's interests. Children are active in their own learning. Their attention can be guided or more easily focused on things that they find interesting. Get to know what the kiddo enjoys and what they want to learn about. Choosing educational media that contains characters, themes, or songs that a child is interested in can help support their learning from screens. Additionally, choose media that includes things that the child is familiar with or enjoys. If a child loves caring for animals, offer a show about a veterinarian, for example, or even just look for content about kids their same age. Try to make the screen experience relate to their real life as much as possible. So before using media, consider the child and your goal. Keep in mind the child's age, knowledge, and interests. Try to find shows or apps that match what they're into in an appropriate way. When kids can relate to the media content, they are more likely to be interested and pay attention. And if you have a specific topic that you want a child to learn about, select content that matches that goal. For example, if you want your child to work on learning the alphabet, try shows like Sesame Street that are designed to teach letters. Some educational shows and apps provide information about the learning goal in the description, but other shows may require you to read an episode description or learn more yourself. If you're not sure, you can always turn on an episode and fast forward through it to preview what your child will see. Once you have figured out what show you want, what the show is about, or what the lesson is, it can be helpful to give a preview to your child before they watch. This can be as simple as reading the episode description or game rules out loud. Research shows that explaining the storyline of a show can be helpful because it allows a child to focus more on the educational content when they're watching. Basically, if you can help the child know what to expect, they will be better able to learn. A third step to take before turning on a show or giving your child a tablet is setting clear rules. What can the child do on the screen? How many episodes can they watch? How long can they play? What will their next activity be after screen time is over? Explain when screen time will be over. For example, after 20 minutes, or after one episode, or when the dishes are done. When possible, give a heads up a few minutes before time is up. Timers and reminders can go a long way in helping to reduce screen time struggles. We love using a visual timer that shows children exactly how much time they have left so that there are no surprises when screen time is over. Another helpful thing to explain is what you, the caregiver, will be doing while the child uses media. explain if you'll be watching the show or playing the game with them. And if not, explain what you will be doing and where they can find you. For example, you can explain that you will be working or you will be cooking or whatever it is that you need to take care of when your child is using a screen. Try to be fully present with the child when possible if you're using it together to create learning and bonding experiences through media. But when you can't, you can feel good about using media as a tool to help keep children safely occupied when you've chosen content that is safe and educational for your kids. The next is during media use. What can we do? Now that you set the child up for success, let's talk about ways to be involved during screen time. Please remember that you do not have to do every single one of these suggestions every time a child uses a screen. We are giving you some research-based ideas for things that you can do to boost the benefits of screens and increase learning. If you can choose even one of these ideas to try out, you can help children make a little extra learning gains from media. When possible, the best way to be involved in your child's media use is joint media engagement. This is where an adult watches, uses, and talks about media with a child. Using media together creates an opportunity to boost your child's screen-based learning. During screen time, quick prompts can help children focus on the media experiences. So try to direct the child's attention to important information on screen, such as the main characters or the lessons. Let's give an example. You could say, "That's Bluey. She and her sister Bingo. They live with their parents, Bandit and Chili, and they're all the main characters of this show. Let's see if they can teach us something new today." This will help them understand a lesson will be taught. This can also help them learn how to notice the important things on screen. Check out our scripts and tips document about how to help your child be an active participant in their own learning from media. While joint media engagement is the ideal situation for learning from screens, we know that this is not always realistic. There is no guilt in letting your child use educational media while you just take care of some tasks or even just take a break. You are a busy caregiver, and screen time can be a helpful tool when it's used in healthy ways. We encourage you to use these tips to make it positive for the children in your care. Outside of your typical screen time activities, including watching TV or playing a game, there are other ways to practice joint media engagement with children. One of our favorite ways in using media together is reading ebooks. Many families overlook and do not use ebooks in their homes, but there are so many benefits of reading books to young children. And ebooks create an opportunity to read books that you physically do not have in your home or childcare center. Children should be read to early and often, ideally every day, starting from birth. But only 59% of children are read to on a daily basis. If reading aloud is difficult, you can also find ebooks that will narrate the story aloud. You can check out your local library for options for how you can download children's ebooks on your own devices at home. Another option for using media together is video chat. Video chat like FaceTime or Skype or Zoom has been found to support family relationship building for children as young as infants. Video chat is appropriate and valuable for children of all ages. Kids can use video chat as early as a few days old. Families also often use video chat to help children bond and to connect with faraway loved ones. Reasons like work, divorce, immigration, incarceration, and military service can separate kids from people who love them. But with video chat, your child can respond to and interact in real time with the person who may be far away from them. This helps give children a feeling of closeness to the person on the other end of the phone in a way that a regular phone call does not. Try calling a faraway grandparent or a friend and teach the child to interact over video chat. It can be a lot of fun for everyone. Try having the child show the person that they are video chatting with objects like a favorite book and having the person talk about the object, like reading the book aloud to them. And the last section here is about what to do after media use. For so many of us, sitting down to use media with children is just not realistic at all. And that's okay. When you aren't there for the child's media use, you can use some other tips to help. The main thing is helping the child build connections between the screen and real life. If you don't know, try to find out the lesson or the goal of the content that they were using. You can go back and read the show title, the episode description or game description, and try to figure out what your child saw and learned.